Hello guys, welcome to episode 6 of my Vlogmas list building series. So today we're going to be looking at the White Death mid-war supplement, which focuses on the Finnish forces, obviously from Finland. Just as a reminder, this is a 100-point list building exercise using the points found in the books. So we're going to go ahead and hit new force. We're going to scroll down to the mid-war section, and we can see we've got the White Death supplement there for the Finnish forces. Now the Finnish don't really have access to too much. I'm yet to see much of the Finnish. I haven't even checked out the command cards yet, which I do have, but I have some Finnish infantry, or I had some Finnish infantry. I'm not sure where they've gone. So I'm going to make an infantry company with the limited stuff that the Finnish have access to. So we're going to go the light infantry company. Going to hit start, obviously. And like I always have said in my previous ones, anything black is what you have to take with the companies, and anything in the light grey is an optional addition if you want it. So the light infantry company HQ consists of 2 SMGs. They are motivated, so they're fearless with a rating of 3+. They are trained, so they've got a 4+ rating with their skill. However, they do pass tactic ratings on a 3+, and they assault on a 3+. So they are very deadly in the assaulting aspect as well. So they're really well trained, and they're obviously fearless. And they are hit on a 4+, and they save on a 3+. The SMG is your typical SMG. It's rated fire of 3 when moving or halted. But it goes to a rate of 5-1 when it's pinned down. So we're going to go ahead and select 2 for those. We can go back to the light infantry platoon. Now this is where it gets interesting. So the light infantry platoon for the Finnish consists of 9 M27 rifle teams. So they literally just have a rifle, and they are slow firing. So they have a halted rate of 1 and a moving rate of 1. Anti-tank of 2 and firepower of 6. Again, it's not really anything to worry about, or you're not going to be shooting at tanks with your rifle, let's put it that way. The stats are the same as the HQ, however they still assault on a 4+. I'm assuming that's because they don't have those SMGs, but they do have the tactic rating of a 3+. Now we can go ahead and add some other funky stuff to it, which I'm going to do. So we've got the anti-tank rifle, which has an rated fire of 2 when halted, 1 when moving, and tank of 5 and firepower of 5+. It isn't HE, so it can only fire at vehicles, and it assaults on a 5+. You don't want to be assaulting with your big old anti-tank rifle. And then we're going to also add in a 150mm mortar team. So the 50mm mortar just gives you that anti-tank of 2 and a firepower of 4+. Again, it's slow firing. And then we have that an option of adding a Maxim HMG, which is a must for this. I think you need those 6 dice and the extra little bit of range, so 24 inches is really handy indeed. So we've got that 6 rated fire when halted and 2 when moving. So this is just going to give you that support for the real NAF rifle. So you're going to have 9 dice with the rifles, with the addition of the 6 from the HMG, as long as that machine gun's not moving, obviously. So we can go ahead and add that. That takes up to 15 points, so it's really not that expensive. So we've got 9, 11, 14 points, or 13 points, sorry, I can't do maths. 13 points for that, for platoon. So then we can go and repeat the process. I think let's why not bulk them right up. Let's make them a really menacing looking infantry formation. Now we've got light infantry platoon, another light infantry platoon, then we've got the SMG platoon, which is really interesting. For 11 points you can get 9 SMGs. They have fearless rated, and then they have the same as the HQ. So yeah, the assault weapons, I missed that part. And the HQ, the assault weapons being those PPSHs, those SMGs that they're using. So range of 4 inches, so you need to get these guys in, and you need to get them in quickly assaulting. So we're going to go with 9 of those, and again I'm going to add in the 1 mortar team, and I'm also going to add in that 1 anti-tank rifle, and I'm going to hit save. That takes us to 41 points. Let's see what we can get here. So we can get an additional 4 HMGs for 6 points. I love HMGs in mid-war, so it's a no-brainer for me. Rate of fire of 6. And then also it can't assault, which we've already seen these stats already. So they're exactly the same stats as what we've already seen. But you get 4 of them this time in 1 platoon. So that's 24 dice with suppressing fire. And then we also have, we can add in a mortar platoon if we want to. So 3 mortars for 5 points. I might just hold off to see what else we can get. And the anti-tank rifle platoon, the stats remain the same as what we've already seen, but you can get 4 of those. But with the fact that they don't have HE, I'm not going to go with those as a separate platoon. They're good for additional support, I think, embedded within that platoon, but I'm not going to go with that. So I may go the mortars. I might just see what we can get in with the support aspect of it. So we do need some anti-tanks. So we've got the medium anti-tank platoon or the 75mm anti-tank platoon. I'm not really too fussed with the light stuff just yet. I want to go in with the heavy stuff. So the medium anti-tank, you can get 2 50mm or 2 short 75mm. They both give you anti-tank of 9. Their range is slightly different, with the short being 4 inches less, but it has a firepower of 3+. So the short might be a good option, but let's have a look what the 75mm anti-tank platoon gives you. It just gives you 2, but you get anti-tank of 12, firepower 3+. So I think I'm going to throw those in there. What does the 45mm anti-tank gun give you? 7 with a firepower of 4+. And the 37. Okay, so that has the like grenade, anti-tank grenade sort of thing attached to it. You can fire at a range of 10. Terrain, they can move at 4. That's an interesting option. Don't know how effective I would be with that, because I'm pretty useless. But let's have a look at some of the artillery options. Now, BT-42 assault gun platoon. Okay, 3 of those for 11 points. Anti-tank of 3, firepower 3+, or 7 and 2 for mid-war. That's pretty nice. They have a front armor of 2, side and 1 on top. Same stats as what we've already seen. So yeah, I'm going to throw 3 of those in. Let's just have a quick look at the artillery here. No. These are just your generic Jammer 105s. 9 or 2. Okay, so this might be another option. We may swap these out for these, because you get an additional one with that, and the stats remain the same. Were these slow firing? Yeah, slow firing for direct fire. Okay, so you take a hit for that. Alright, anyway, we'll keep moving on for now, and we'll come back to it. We do need some reconnaissance. So, looks like the only reconnaissance option is the armoured car, so we'll add 3 of those in. Stats are just generic, what we've already seen. The scout and spearhead roll, which I've discussed in the other one. Scout being that they act as gone to ground unless they're shooting or assaulting, and spearhead gives you that additional 8 inches of deployment zone during your deployment. But they do have the 45mm anti-tank of 7, firepower 4+. They are overworked, so you've got to take that into consideration. So 3+, I'm gonna 3+. So for 3 of those, for 6 points, I'm gonna add those in there. What does the 76mm artillery give you? 2 and 4. So yeah, it looks like these guys have a lot of artillery. Do we want those? Right, T-28s. Yeah, I want 4 of these for sure. Anti-tank of 7, firepower 3+, but they are overworked. Again, the stats remain the same. Front armor of 4, side and rear of 3, and top of 2. So they're pretty good tanks, I think. So I'm going to add 4 of those in. The T-26 armored platoon, 7 and 4. These might actually be able to do some damage in the mid-war sphere, but I don't think we've got the points to spare. I just want to have a look at the command cards. What can we actually get? So you can get a Pioneer Company. Let's just have a look at what that gives you. Oh, okay, just a load of infantry. Oh, but they do have a flamethrower team including that, but you don't get the additional options. So no, I'm not going to bother with that. Clever took on now, forward scouts, marksman. What does this hero give you? Unit leaders within 6 in line sight, passes blitz on a 2+. It's very expensive. Okay, no, so we're not using any command points this time around. So I really want to think about what I'm going to do. Do I want 3 of these for 11 points? Okay, let's have a look what we're dealing with so far. So we've got a load of infantry. I feel like we need to get another round of artillery so we can get this infantry to really assault well. We've got the HMGs for support, anti-tank of 2 anti-tank guns there, 4 T-28s. Do we need 4 of those? I think so. Maybe I'll go 3 of those. Let's go 3 of those and go back. That frees up another additional 4 points. Then I want to add in some more artillery. So I tank of 2, 3+. You can get 3 of those. The 76 mil was 10 points for 4. The 105s I think were 12 points. You get the 122 mil. 4 for 10 points. But we've already got the BT-42s, which is giving us that heavy 80 on firepower when doing an artillery bombardment on dug-in infantry. I'm more thinking infantry. So we don't need super heavy. What if we go back in here and we give ourselves some mortars? We give us 3 stands for 5 points. That gives us an additional mortar section to help pin. Still leaves us with 9 points. Okay, so we're missing a point there. Are we interested in the bomber? No, 250 pound bomb. Don't really need to worry about that. What about if I firepower of 4+, so the firepower of 3+, the 105 mil is 12 points. We don't want that one. And the 122 mil is 10 points. Gives us a firepower of 3+. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this. Clear and save. I'm going to go with the 122 mil gun for 10 points. So that gives us a range of 80, so you pretty much got the whole table covered. Anti-tank of 3 and firepower of 3+, so really, really good. And if anyone wants to try and get too close within the 16 inches, rate of fire of 1 is slow firing, so you take hit, but it's anti-tank 9, firepower of 2. So if you wanted to be really, really cheeky, if you're on the defensive, you could even put these in ambush and use these as a... Oh no, you might not be able to 16 inches, isn't it? Well, anyway, you might be able to use these potentially as a deterrent against tanks as well. So yeah, we're going to use those. That gives us 90 points. And then we can get 4 of these for 10 points. Do we want to get an additional... What I'm going to do is I'm going to get an additional one of these. I'm going to go back to my infantry and just remove a HMG because they're 2 points. Actually, no, I'm going to keep the HMG. I'm going to remove those 2 for this one. And I'm going to do the same with this one, so I don't think they're worth the points. So we've already got them covered pretty much. We don't need the anti-tank rifles. But the artillery observer we'll throw in there. And then because we've got 1 point spare, instead of getting the lucky card, I will add in an anti-tank rifle just for the hell of it. So now that takes us to 100 points. So that gives us 49 points of infantry in the company. So we've got the 2 SMG teams. We've got the 2 light infantry platoons. They come with the rifles, but they've also got an additional HMG, and one of them has an anti-tank rifle team. We've then got the SMG platoon, which is 9 stands, but they also are coming in with a mortar team and also an anti-tank rifle team, just to really bulk them out. So that's 11 stands that are going to be assaulting. Obviously the mortar and anti-tank teams aren't going to be doing too much of that. We've also got an additional HMG platoon and a mortar platoon. So the mortar platoon is what I'm going to be using to help pin. But then we've also got as backup, we've got 2 anti-tank guns, which are pretty much pack 40s. We've got the 4 real heavy 122mm howitzers. Then we've got the 3 BA-10s, so the 45mm armored car, which is the reconnaissance. We've got the artillery observation post, it's literally just one dude in his radio. Then we've got the 5 T-26s. They've only got the 45mm, but these are going to be good against your light reconnaissance as well as sort of light tanks. And then we've got the 3 T-28s. So it's actually quite a good list. You're going to want to be attacking with this list though. You want to attack, and you're really going to want to try and sort of hit one of their objectives within turn 3. So use your smoke and use your pinning capabilities as quickly as you can to get your infantry within assaulting range. And as soon as you're assaulting with this infantry, you're going to be causing a lot of damage, especially that SMG platoon. You get that SMG platoon assaulting, you're going to be laughing. So yeah, really, really interesting. I have never looked at the Finnish in terms of using them in Flames of War, purely because of the amount of stuff that I'm going to need to paint. But yeah, really cool. This was a list requested on social media by the fans of the channel, so please get on social media and put your request in, because this is it's given me a lot to scratch my head on, that's for sure. Huge thank you goes out to my YouTube channel members, as well as my Patreons, as well as Oscar and Patrick. You guys are awesome, be my Panzer Aces. I'm going to leave it here, guys, and I will catch you at the next list building video.